The champions of the Future Academy program headed into the final phase of the European rounds, heading to the Slovakia Ring for round 4. And in Mini 60, in time qualifying on Saturday, Zayne Burgess from the USA managed to find himself on pole overall. Going into the qualifying heats in the first race, Achilleas Peruzzi was able to take away that top spot after he took the first race win. Teo Pelfrene and Wynn Godschalk rounded out the top 3 as Zayne Burgess' pole position had dropped him to 4th place overall, with Mattis Brageot rounding out the top 5. Going into the second of the qualifying heats, Wynn Godschalk found himself this time on top after gaining 2 places ahead of Teo Pelfrene. Zayne Burgess this time only dropping to 3rd place. Cooper Dowling this time around after drama in the first race found himself inside the top 5, with Atiqa Mir rounding out the top 5 with a 3-place gain. Meaning that going into the finals, Wynn Godschalk would be starting on pole position, not only for the overall Mini 60, but also for the Mini Under 10s, with Teo Pelfrene joining him alongside with Achilleas Peruzzi and Zayne Burgess rounding out the top 2 rows. Here we go, into the tram lines. Lights out, fights on, Mini 60 is go, and it's a brilliant start for Godschalk on that inside line. Watch them into the braking zone. Do they trip over each other? No, they don't. They stay line astern as they exit out of turn number 2 and in towards turn 3. They're 2 by 2 by 2 at this moment in time.
And back into each other through turns number 4. Now, Achilleas Peruzzi just visibly a bit frustrated with Godschalk, was absolutely pushing him into the back of the pack, backing him up into Burgess, backing him up to Pelfrene as well. As now Peruzzi decides, you know what, that's enough, I'm going for the race lead. And Burgess is allowed through as well. Burgess now in P2.
In the championship standings, down the inside, Godschalk on Burgess, he's got it done. Oh, Pelfrene trying to follow through.
Vincente Capella and Mattis Brageot as well. Down the inside goes a move for the race lead. That's Godschalk taking it back. Burgess trying to challenge, loses out though to Teo Pelfrene. Pelfrene going to hold on to it. They go side by side.
It's a group of 4 again, and now Atiqa Mir is going to get involved in it. Big send from Achilleas Peruzzi, but Godschalk's got the pace on the outside. Now down the inside, Peruzzi's going to get attacked, but no, Pelfrene goes through, and now it's going to be Zayne Burgess under attack from the drivers behind. Atiqa Mir is there as they try and break away from the rest of the field, and you can see it, everyone trying to defend at this point. They're all saying, no, don't do that. Keep going as Burgess retakes 3rd place away from Teo Pelfrene.
To the first sector, absolutely, and look at Peruzzi now. He's just lost 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe even 6 positions right to the back of the pack.
Peruzzi's gone to 18th place now because of that, and that just shows if the train goes through and you get unsettled, you're going backwards. And you get an almighty fight, and that starts now. Down the inside, Burgess goes through, but Godschalk again gets the optimal line on the exit, and he gains 1 step forward, 2 step back, and they all try to drive into each other in towards turn number 3. And again, Godschalk comes away with a slight advantage, despite the fact that at the end of all these laps, he's got the train on them once more. Really needs to think about where he wants to do this overtake. Down the inside, Pelfrene back inside the top 3. It's got past Augustine. I've really been impressed by Atiqa Mir as, again, Augustine gets the move done. Pelfrene goes for it. Atiqa Mir on the outside, 2-for-1 special incoming from Atiqa Mir. Down the inside on the exit at turn number 15. Dialed in now to break away from the rest of the field.
It's also the 2 drivers well inside the top 3 of your championship, as now we've got more moves going on between Ava Lawrence.
Then they start fighting now. Godschalk goes defensive. Burgess down the inside at turn 2. Fabulous move. Instantly goes defensive. Atiqa Mir on the outside will take a risky line here, but has to be careful. Teo Pelfrene is right there. Atiqa Mir is fighting for her first podium, but she's going to lose out on that P3 now as they go 3 wide in towards turn number 11. My goodness me, this is incredible as Atiqa Mir goes over the... No, it's not Mir. Mir's back up to 3rd, I think. Who was that? So Mir's absolutely fine. She's still there. Was it Koreishi or was it Ava Lawrence that went into the back? It was Ava Lawrence. Ava Lawrence out of this race. Burgess goes defensive. The rest of the train piles in to turn 12, and now Teo Pelfrene is going to get a lunge down the inside. It is absolutely wheel to wheel here, right into the final lap. Round the inside, it's going to be nail-bitingly close, but at the moment, it's Wynn Godschalk who's done the unthinkable. He claims another final win. Here in Slovakia, as oh dear, after the race, it's all gone wrong. But Wynn Godschalk, what can you say for the young American? He delivered there in an ultimate test of endurance for that young man who had to fight for that win from start to finish, and he knows it.
Yeah, I was focusing to the front like always. I was in the front, Zayne passed me good, and I got the position back.
After an incredibly dramatic final for Mini 60, Wynn Godschalk just comes away with a final win. Another one to add to his tally in the 2025 season ahead of Zayne Burgess and Teo Pelfrene. But that's only Saturday, with Sunday still to go.
Day 2 for the Champions of the Future Academy program at the Slovakia Ring in Mini 60 saw Achilleas Peruzzi put it on pole position in time qualifying ahead of Lorenzo Zucchetto and Zayne Burgess.
It was a good lap. I just put my head down. I was fastest, and for the one lap, I was not worried. I just knew I was going to get pole.
Going into the qualifying heats, this time Zayne Burgess would take that top spot after getting 2 places from his original 3rd in qualifying. Achilleas Peruzzi coming in 2nd place ahead of Arhaan Koreishi, who had gained an incredible 10 places to finish inside that top 3 ahead of Wynn Godschalk and Manuel Kalendi. Qualifying heat 2 once again would see Zayne Burgess on top, giving him 100 points for the final, meaning he would start on pole position. Lorenzo Zucchetto and Teo Pelfrene this time around would lock out the top 3 in that second of those 2 heats. Achilleas Peruzzi and Manuel Kalendi once more rounding out that top 5, meaning going into that final, it would be Zayne Burgess starting it on pole position for the USA.
Lights out, fights on in Mini 60, down in towards turn number 1. It is a good start for the inside row. Burgess got through, Achilleas Peruzzi on the outside as drama strikes just behind as it's all gone wrong in Mini 60 through turn 1. And multiple drivers, Patrick Kowalczyk is one of them who's unfortunately come to a stop at turn 1. There is a handful more that got a bit feisty there.
But you can already see that that gap between the duo and the trio is starting to close. Move down the inside, opens things up for Atiqa. She gets past, I think that is Koreishi.
Waiting for those prime opportunities to get those moves down the inside. And as I say it, Arhaan Koreishi steps up into 2nd place. And he's looking for his first podium of the 2025 season. It's still there in P6, and I'm sure is wanting to close in as they go wheel to wheel once again. It is Koreishi in the lead.
Could Atiqa Mir get in there? But for the minis, as now we've got a change for P2, is a swap between Burgess and Pelfrene. Achilleas Peruzzi and Ava Lawrence. Atiqa then gets past. Now inside the top 3, she's picking off these places. Wanted 12 positions. She's currently on 10. P20 for him for the time being, as now it lights up at the front end of the field. Oh, this is getting interesting now, Anthony.
It certainly is, and through goes Achilleas Peruzzi. Ava Lawrence trying to go through as well at the same time. But keep an eye as Pelfrene and Mir still go wheel to wheel as Atiqa Mir heads up into 3rd place, because that's exactly what Pelfrene wants to do. Pelfrene wants to push forward, but Atiqa Mir continues to fight for that position. She's dropped back down into 4th place now.
Absolutely is more battles going on. Ava Lawrence trying to get involved, but that one just looks like it's slipping out of the hands. Doesn't want to fall into the hands of Pelfrene and thinks to do it now at turn number 1. Side by side they go, bump wheels, but he pulls it off. Zayne Burgess gets past. That could have been dramatic.
Then maybe, just maybe, he might be able to close in. Very wide goes Burgess and Koreishi. retakes the lead. Again, later on the breaks through 11, but he's going to line him up surely through 12. No, he thinks against it. There's just no way Zayne Burgess can get past, but maybe into the final corner. That's outrageous. Zayne Burgess has done it again. Out of the final corner, and it is Zayne Burgess who will take the win. Arhaan Koreishi will still get his first podium of the season.
In the helmet coming into turn 3, I kind of just said to myself, I can't, it's impossible. But then a miracle, I had confidence coming into the last 2 corners. I just had a boost of confidence and I just sent it in.
At the end of a very dramatic Mini 60 final in day 2 on Sunday for the Academy program, Zayne Burgess of the USA comes away with P1. Arhaan Koreishi, after an incredible drive, comes away with his first podium after we first saw him out in Jesolo in Italy. Teo Pelfrene rounding out the top 3 as the field now heads off to the UAE for the final 2 rounds.